happy Christmas! In this video I'm going to be doing an art vlogmas, so because you know a lot of people on YouTube do a lot of vlogmas videos, but in this one I thought I'd give it a twist like I do with my sparkly dust and call it art vlogmas. And if you haven't already seen my other arty vlogmas videos, because I'm doing it with digital art and as well crafty art what you make with your hands. Well, digital art you make with your hands, but you get what I mean. One's on a screen and one is you form it and all that jazz. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to make, if by magic, this fabulous little fairy present house. So it's meant to be like the fairies have found some objects around the house and made it into their own little house that they can live in. And as well, added bonus is it will light up at the end, because I've made a hole so you can put lights in there, as you'll see from my tutorial of Katrina in the past, because I'm Katrina now and then you'll see Katrina in the future. It's like a Christmas carol. So yeah, so I'll show you how to make this fabulous Christmas present. So you need some clay, some paints, a jar. It can be any size jar, but with this one I did use more of a square shape just because it helps you out if you're doing a kind of present form, but it depends what you want to make. I thought it would be quite cool maybe in another video to make a stocking. All my arty stuff that I make, like all my digital stuff, is available to buy. That I have it on my Etsy store, and I have it on Redbubble and Zazzle. That is like a design website that you can go and have it put on, custom it to anything: t-shirts, bags, caps, phone cases, key rings. The fab one is a backpack, what I think looks fabulous, and shoes as well will look really cool. So if you want to go and check that out, it's Raz Does Them Art, so it's all under the same name, so just go and check that out and you can buy anything from there and I get a percentage back to me. I do put all my art vlogmas stuff and all my other arty things on my social medias, so go and follow them now. That's Raz Does Them Art, so that'll be on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. And as well, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, do so now to join my little Raz Does Them Art family, and we can be a little arty community together and we can chit chat about different stuff in all the different videos. It's always cool to hear what you have to say, so do put a comment in as well. If you love this video, give it a thumbs up, because then I know to do something crafty along these lines. Really cool, fabulous, crafty, arty thing to make. So go and give it a go, and I will show you how to do it as I'm going along. And I hope you enjoy the video. So these are all the things that you'll need to make your fabulously festive fairy home. So you'll need a jar, because it's going to contain stuff inside, and you'll need your modelling clay. This is air dry modelling clay, some modelling tools, a rolling pin and some paints to, of course, paint your fairy fabulous home at the end. You can use any jars that you want to use. It can be any size or shape. With mine I used a cube shape because it is going to be a present, so I thought it starts off this shape anyway. And I want to put lights in it at the end so it lights up, but you can use it as like a cool little hiding place to put stuff in, because I'm going to use it upside down. And this is a modelling clay. Like I say, it is air dry modelling clay, so you don't have to put it in the oven or anything, so it's really easy to use. So I start off by, as you can see, getting the clay and making it soft, then rolling out the clay so you're able to cover the edge of the jar. For this I just basically used underneath of the jar to see how big it was, because I could tell that it's 4 spaces around the jar to cover it. I mean, you can be really precise with this, but as all my stuff I normally just go with my instincts and see what happens. And then you cover the jar, as you can see what I'm doing here. And for this I just rolled it across the jar. And then pressed it all together and covered up all the areas that the jar was showing through. because then you've just got the top bit to cover. And then as you can see, I need to still do the top half of the jar, what is a square shape, to look like it's in an actual present box. So this bit is like a square. I'm just keeping it really simple, like I said before, just making it slightly bigger because you want it to overlap the sides, and it doesn't have to be perfect because it wouldn't be anyway when you're wrapping something up, to be honest. Make it a bit slightly smaller due to I did it too big. And then just placing it around the top, I cut into the corners a bit so it's easy to fold over, exactly the same as how you would do when you're normally wrapping a present, and then placing it on the top like a lid. Then using the tools and some water and my hands to make it mould it into the shape of the lid. I mean, this clay is really oily, so it's really easy to mould into things. Just smoothing down all the corners. And getting rid of some more air bubbles. Just enhancing the line detail of the lid. And as well with the lid, I wanted it so it looked like the light's going to shine through, so I did go through until you could see the glass jar, so when the light does come through, it will shine through here. I mean, you don't have to do this on yours, but I just thought it was quite a added touch. So there you have your shape of your present. Now I can start adding detail, for example the door. As you can see, for this I just made a door out of the clay freehand and roughly did it so it would be the scale of what I thought would fit. As you can see, that is too big to start with, so it's just trying out what you think fits. So I always like to visualise to keep it the scale of the size it should be, because I had a rough idea that I wanted a door and 2 windows. And then I'm just smoothing the door onto the clay with water so it bonds together and makes smooth edges. Now I'm starting to make the windows. First of all, I started off thinking I could put the clay onto there, but it's easier to make the holes for the gaps that I want the light to shine through and then build up from this. Then make the window frame and doing exactly the same technique again, the water, just moulding it so it all looks really smooth and bonds, and then making the pieces in the middle of the window. I wanted it to look quite, I suppose, cottagey, old-fashioned kind of windows. And then I was giving some detail to the door, making it and giving it more of a wooden effect. Just to give it more character. Then I wanted to put a little cute window on the door. Just attention to detail, I always love stuff like that. Like, you want to add enough attention to detail but not too much and go overboard, I always think, with art stuff. So that's the cute little door with the window. And then I made the other window, exactly the same process as the first one. I didn't put it on the same level on purpose due to I wanted it to look quite oldie-woldy and quirky. and just digging through the clay underneath the window so the light should shine through when I finally put the lights in at the end, and of course so the little fairies can look out and see everything. Then I'm rolling out some more clay to make the ribbon. So for this, as you can see, it's 2 long strips. This one's going to go over the top and over, and the other one's going to go the other way. So it's just building it up, and again smoothing over with water to make it bond together again. I wanted this one to be slightly bit thinner due to it's going to be across the other way, again to add more detail. So as you can see, again smoothing it over water, doing the same process, and exactly the same the other side. I mean, with this it's just doing step by step. So there you go, that is the bow present part on top. And now I'm going to start making the actual bow itself. So for this, it's 4 different kind of parts to it. You have like the ribbon part, what is underneath the bow. So you want 2 of them. So that is the 2 ribbon parts underneath. And now you're actually going to make the bow. So it's just a strip of clay folded over, and then you mould it into the bow shape. And there you go. Voila, there's my bow, and using water again to mould it into more of a bow shape. And it's just moulding it until you're happy to what kind of shape it is, exactly the same as how you do a normal bow on a present. And that's the final bow. Now I'm going to make the snow around the edge, because I did want it to look like it's sitting in a snow area, and as well a tip to hide the bottom part of the jar. So for this I just used a long sausage shape and wrapped it round, made it more chunky at the front because that's the part where I want the snow to look like it's in front of the parcel. Just moulding it all into shape and pulling it out slightly at the bottom. Now I'm adding some detail to the snow by flicking it up slightly with the tool to make it look more like snow effect. And this is the final clay present fairy home. And now we're gonna get painting. Hope you enjoyed this video, and do give it a huge thumbs up if you did, and I hope you did enjoy making this fabulous Christmas fairy house, a little present fairy house that they can live in. My imagination is wild. If you did make this, do message me a picture of it on my Instagram, because then I'll put it up as a post and show you other people what cool little fairy houses you have made and stuff. Of course it's going along this theme of Vlogmas, but art Vlogmas, but it's where you can make it anything. It doesn't have to be Christmas time. You can make jar fairy houses any time of the year, what I might make another video on. And as well, if you've done a video, do put it in the comment box, like your little link to the video, because it'd be really cool to go and check it out and build up a little community on this subject. And going on that line, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, do so now by clicking the little subscribe button, and you can be part of my Razdaz family community online, little art bubble. And as well, I am on, like I said, my Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, so you can go and check them out. And my art is available to buy from Redbubble and Zazzle and on my Etsy store, where I think it's a really cool idea how they can go off and I just like putting stories behind things I make. Like the whole idea that it's an object that they can go and find and live in, basically. And added bonus, it does light up at night, like I showed you in the video. So I think that's just really cute and quirky, and I just think it's fabulous. There you go. You didn't see it properly. Yeah, it's really cute. I really like how it turned out, actually. I love the bow on top as well, and my little snow at the bottom. I added more snow to it because I thought if it's got snow here, it's going to be a bit of a blizzard, isn't it? So I thought that would be just added a little quirkiness to it. And do stay tuned for all my other Vlogmas art videos, and see you guys later. Keep crafty and Christmas and creative.